Sound speeds, and welcome to the review of a brand new product by DPA Microphones. Now, before I get going, let me start by telling you this. I'm not being compensated in any way for my opinion or for doing this review. DPA Microphones has offered me no money. They have not offered to pay me in gear, even though that would be awesome. And as a matter of fact, the piece of gear that I'm about to review is even on loan to me. So I do owe it back to them at some point in the future, but you can believe I'm going to try to convince them to let me keep it as long as possible. Ready to see what it is? Well, what if I told you you were already looking at it? Well, not really, because it is a hidden lav. And by that, it is not even underneath clothing. Believe it or not, it's sticking out of this buttonhole right there. This is the DPA 6060. Let's start with the name, 6060. Why 6060? Well, it's because this microphone is 60% smaller than the 4060 series lavs. This is 3.4 millimeters in diameter versus the 4060 series, which is 5.4. How's the build quality? Well, the 6060 has a PVD-coated metal housing, and it has a Kevlar-enforced ruggedized cable, so you can be assured it can take some punishment. There are various microphones in the 6060 series, including the 6060 standard sensitivity, there's the 6061, which is a lower sensitivity, and there's even a 6066 headset. You may be asking, as I did, where's the trade-off? I mean, it's a much smaller microphone, so sonically, is it everything we expect out of a DPA microphone? Surprisingly, yes. One of the big questions I had about this microphone is, does it use Core by DPA Technology? And I'm proud to report that it does. So you can expect a decreased amount of distortion at a higher SPL level and an increase of up to 5 dB in dynamic range. There are accessories available for the 6060 as well, and I don't have any of those to show you at this time, but I can tell you they're going to range from a windscreen to a rotatable clip. And in case you're curious, the cap can come off for easier cleaning. It doesn't fall off, nor does it go on with too much difficulty, but there is a nice click sound that you can hear when you are putting it back on, so you know it's not going to fall off. Now you may be asking, how does this 6060 compare to other lavalier microphones? DPA's two main competitors in the motion picture industry are the Sanken COS11D and the Countryman B6, so let's compare those. The Sanken COS11D is about twice the length of the 6060 and the diameter is wider as well. Now let's compare that to the Countryman B6, where it has a slightly smaller body and the diameter is slightly smaller as well. But I will point out that the ruggedized nature of the 6060 makes me a lot more optimistic that it will resist damage, especially in comparison to the B6. Now let's compare the microphones themselves. I took the specifications of the COS11D off of Sanken's website and the B6 off of Countryman's website, and I welcome you to fact check me on this, and I'm comparing those to the specifications on the datasheet for the 6060. You will find that the sensitivity on the 6060 is higher, the maximum SPL is higher, and the noise floor is lower. But specifications are one thing. Now, let's do some listening, and I strongly recommend you using headphones from here on out. I took each of the microphones into my sonic testing booth, and I calibrated them using pink noise. And then, I level matched them in Reaper. The result? Well, let's listen. Noise floor is one thing, but what about the fidelity of the microphones themselves? I have recorded 8 samples for you in 4 different locations on the outside of my clothing and on the inside of my clothing, so now we can really compare the microphones. This is the way the Countryman B6 sounds underneath a shirt in light traffic. This is what the COS11 sounds like underneath a shirt in light traffic and with an airplane overhead. This is the way the DPA 6060 sounds underneath a shirt in light traffic. This is the way the Countryman B6 sounds outside of a shirt in light traffic. This is the way the COS11D sounds outside of a shirt in light traffic. This is the way the DPA 6060 sounds outside of a shirt in light traffic. This is a test of the Countryman B6 underneath a shirt in heavy traffic. This is a test of the COS11D underneath a shirt in heavy traffic. This is a test of the DPA 6060 underneath a shirt in heavy traffic. This is a test of the Countryman B6 outside of a shirt in heavy traffic. This is a test of the Sanken COS11D outside of a shirt in heavy traffic. This is a test of the DPA 6060 outside of a shirt in heavy traffic. This is a Countryman B6 outside of a shirt in a garage with the air conditioning running. This is a Sanken COS11 outside of a shirt in a garage with the air conditioning running. This is a DPA 6060 outside of a shirt in a garage with the air conditioning running. This is a Countryman B6 underneath a shirt in a garage with the air conditioning running. This is a Sanken COS11 underneath a shirt in a garage with the air conditioning running. This is a DPA 6060 underneath a shirt in a garage with the air conditioning running. This is a Countryman B6 outside of a shirt indoors without the air conditioning running. This is a Sanken COS11 outside of a shirt indoors without the air conditioning running. This is a DPA 6060 outside of a shirt indoors without the air conditioning running. This is a Countryman B6 underneath a shirt inside without the air conditioning running. This is a Sanken COS 11 underneath a shirt inside without the air conditioning running. This is a DPA 6060 underneath a shirt inside without the air conditioning running. After listening to these samples, I'm sure you'll agree with me that the 6060 is not just impressive by its size, but also by its sound. These things sound great, and I strongly recommend you getting a hold of one of them and checking it out if you have any interest in a lavalier microphone that is pro-grade like what you would hear in the motion picture industry. So definitely check it out. And if you are interested in a headset, they do have those available. And just so you're aware, there are new innovations with regards to their headsets as well, and those are up on the screen even as we speak. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Sound Speeds, and be sure to tune in the future for more product reviews of wonderful products and sound advice. Have a question you'd like answered or want to add something? Be sure to write it in the comment section down below. You can also make a suggestion for future topics of discussion. Again, comment section down below, or you can email me at soundspeeds@yahoo.com. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss out on future sound advice.